Cash flow forecasting, super important, super difficult, especially to get it automated, right? Let's show you how. What's going on, everybody? I'm Jack Tompkins with Pineapple Consulting Firm, always trying to help small businesses become more data-driven. Today we're talking cash flow forecasting. So if you're a CFO or a controller or whatever you are and you are trying to forecast your cash flow, you know that it's a lot more difficult than just checking what your bank account was last month and saying, all right, it's probably going to be about the same this month, right? That's how a lot of business owners operate, and there is a better way, of course. There's always a better way than that, right? But it is the default for most people. So this dashboard, this tool, allows you to actually forecast your cash flow. It is intentionally a little bit manual, a little bit selective, right? Because that's the point. You should have to think about it. This is not an AI thing. Eventually it will probably become an AI thing, but for now, it's not yet. So let's jump into a cash flow CFO-style projection tool with a dashboard, of course. Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you're watching this video and you're trying to be more data-driven and you just don't have the resources internally to be more data-driven, specifically on financials, we got a new dashboard. It is on sale now. Check the link in the description, and we can help you be data-driven almost instantly. Let me show you what it looks like. It costs less than the subscription to QuickBooks. You can get set up in 5 minutes. You can see your profit and loss trends, your cash trends, and you can be data-driven as much as you want to be with the help of this dashboard. We promise we'd love to get it set up for you. Okay, so let's start with sort of the end first, right? What we want to see is a summary of what's going on at the company, right? So obviously we've got more than cash here, but this big one, cash position, is the one that we focus on quite a bit. Of course, we need revenue, net profit, all the different margins to get to cash, and we want to project that cash going forward, but it is nice to see the overall picture, right? So how the heck do we actually get to cash? We've got a bunch of stuff going on down here, and let's start with the input dashboard first. So over here, this is just sort of context. Then we've got 3 scenarios, right? Because as you're looking into the future, it's not always obvious exactly what's going to happen, obviously, right? So we created a bear, assumed, and a bull scenario. Now, whatever you select here impacts the rest of the dashboard. You can see our selection is made with the bull scenario now. Here on the revenue side, pick your favorite event that's upcoming, pick when it's going to happen. And then on the expense side, very similar thing. Select the account that is going to get impacted, and then do the year-over-year growth from there. Now, we've done this 100 different ways, 13-week rolling forecasts. We've done with year-over-year averages and then project that forward. There are hundreds of different ways to forecast cash flow. All of them totally doable in Excel, which is why Excel still makes a lot of sense for something like this. Sure, you go Google Sheets, very easy to do that as well. But in here, we're living in Excel right now, so we're just going to continue this example with a year-over-year growth model, and then an expense model that is year-over-year growth as well, but also expenses are expressed as a % of revenue. So most of these end up being effectively treated as variable costs, which does make sense in a lot of situations. Again, that is something that is totally flexible as well, though. What we end up getting is this very detailed view. So take obviously the numbers with a grain of salt, the accounts with a grain of salt. We're no longer in January 2024, but this is how it operates. So you input the actual account on the revenue side, you input the actual account on the expense side. You can classify it in some preset categories here. And then these are actuals. We've got rolling 12 months. We've got the prior rolling 12 months, and then we've got the future rolling 12 months. So what this does is it trends the last 12 months, and then everything in blue here projects the next 12 months based on the inputs made here. So you can see in this bull scenario, we think just in general, everybody's growing by 4%, great. We think we're gonna organically grow by 25%. This one, we're going to say new initiative, whatever you want to call it, right? Doesn't really matter, but other category, we're going to grow by 15%. So all this stuff, it's kind of nice because it takes away from one specific event, person, whatever it is, and just it allows you to kind of round things out. There's a lot of ways to get more specific in this, of course, but Seeing this, looking into the future down to the dollar, you do get a lot of precision going on here. Don't mind these crazy formulas up here. And then, of course, after we get all of our expenses, and here we've got our expenses summarized, we've got other impacts going on. So for small business, obviously owner salary could be a separate thing. It could be an entirely separate line item. So we've got that spiked out here. And then any equity coming in or out, of course, that is going to impact the actual cash itself. So we've got net income here, and then all of this flows into the cash flow statement, which flows into the overall dashboard that shows cash position. With the projections, this is kind of the cool one. This is the projections going forward with the actuals followed by the 3 different scenarios. So this dashboard, I highly recommend doing something that is cash flow forecasting, because just living off the bank account balance is so stressful. As a small business owner myself, it is beyond stressful. Being able to look a little bit into the future and doing it in a pretty straightforward way that's somewhat automated. Of course, this data can be automated from QuickBooks and all that other good stuff. It really helps. You can have a weekly meeting on this. You can have a monthly meeting on it, and things get so much more clear when you can actually look into the future and see if you were right, so those projections just keep getting better over time. I know that's quick. It's a very quick walkthrough. There's a lot going on behind the scenes there. Of course, we do have detailed videos of how to build something that looks like that and acts like that. Like I said, there's a bunch of different ways to forecast cash flows. As long as you're doing it, you're probably ahead of the pack though. So we love this stuff. It's super fun for us. We can automate it. We can make this as easy as possible. So if you do want to use this as a sounding board, or obviously for us to give you a roadmap on how to get here, we have a thing called a data strategy audit that we can do that gives you the roadmap. Got all sorts of stuff to help. Like I said, we're just trying to help the small business world become more data driven, and I genuinely mean that. And a huge piece of that is making sure cash is not a surprise, at least not in the future, right? We got to see what's coming. This is a great way to do it. Reach out.